Well, okay, I am back with episode 7 of Shadow of the Colossus. And today's episode, I'm going to be going up against this thing. Guess we actually need to get there first. That'll be the... Actually, a fun fact about the Sword of Light, I guess. I forget exactly what it's called. I believe it is the Sword of Light. But it only actually works when you're outside. It doesn't work inside. So if you've been wondering kind of how that mechanic works, it's all based around being outside. Since, you know, it uses the sun to reflect light in the direction of where the colossi are. So kind of a neat little detail. This game is full of neat little details like that. Also, there's that little hawk that keeps showing up. I know it's appeared a couple of times so far through this playthrough. I don't really understand the significance of it, mind you. I think it's just sort of there. But I don't know. A lot of times, like with you know, birds and hawks and things like that. I mean, you could kind of see it as sort of a that, you know, the idea that something is watching Wander do what he does. He's not. Yeah, he's completely alone in this place, in the Forbidden Land, but his actions are not going unnoticed. So I believe that's kind of what's trying to be conveyed there. But according to Dorman's hint, it looks like we're going to another lake. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be going towards the lake where I fought the knight, Gaius, way back in episode 3. But it's not this lake we're looking for. Whoa! Aggro, why are you... Kind of a neat thing about aggro. Aggro tends to act like an actual horse a lot of times, so you'll notice, like, sometimes I'll have Wander try to speed her up, and she just doesn't really listen. Kind of a neat little detail about aggro. Apparently, Ueda and the designers kind of had a lot of trouble getting aggro right, because they wanted aggro to be very much like a real horse. But the problem was that when they would test the horse AI, they found that aggro was incredibly difficult to control and incredibly difficult to get her to do what you wanted to. So they had to kind of find a happy middle ground between a realistic horse that would react realistically to its environment and to the terrain, but at the same time they had to make it to where it was at least sort of fun to ride aggro. Kind of a funny thing, especially nowadays when you've got games like you know, Metal Gear Solid 5 and The Witcher 3, and I guess Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, though I really have not played that. I know, shocking, but it's the truth. But you know, and all those games, like, they're, you know, the horses are, you know, generally fun to control, easy to deal with. And I believe I'm going right over here. I see something though. We got this little shrine. And also, I don't think I've shown this off yet, so I might as well give it a shot. But throughout the world, you'll find these little these obelisks, these little shrines that you can pray to. In the original game, that was actually your method of saving. In this game, or in this remake, the Bluepoint, the developers who created this remake, they added in a save function from the pause menu. But they kept the little shrines in, And so what they do now is they allow Wander to regain his health. I'm trying to remember, because I'm pretty sure this is where I'm going. I've got to remember how to get over this wall, though. Right? I'm positive. Yeah. So... Let me step back a little bit and actually look at this wall for a moment. I know there's a way in there. Because literally the lake I'm looking for is right past this wall. Pretty sure. I just have to remember how to get into it. Wait a minute. Think for a second. Okay, so... I guess I could actually look at the map and see where I am in reference to... Okay. Wait a minute. I see something. Might be another way around.
Yeah! Yeah!
I see something. Leads. I go this way. Does the map tell me? No? It is here, but it's not. I don't go this way to get to it. Hold on. Really, it has been a little while since I last played this, and this is the point in the game where I don't... I remember the Colossi, I remember the fights, I remember how those go, but it's like the getting to them, that's the real trick. Let me see. Over here. I have a feeling this doubles back where I came from, but this is definitely right. I remember this. Maybe I don't. It's gonna take me right back. Well. I did, I just made a full circle. Whoa. Sorry, aggro. Aggro doesn't like getting caught up on rocks or bushes or things of that nature. Gotta always try to be careful when you're running fast with her. Whoa, like way off now. I love the ambience of this game, though. You know, the fact that you're in this place and it's so quiet, and you know all you can hear is wind and you know the rustling of leaves. And it's very peaceful here, but it's like uncomfortably peaceful. It's just such a well-designed world. Why are you slowing down? Come on now. I'm going around this way. Oh ho, hello. I believe we may have arrived. Let me see. Oh yeah. So there we go. I had to do a little bit of exploring, but I found where I'm supposed to go. So I love this. I love this particular location on the map. I don't know what it is with this game in lakes. It just it does wonders with this sort of environment. Now I suppose at this point I should probably make mention of the actual Colossus that I will be taking on here. This one is a particularly interesting one. This Colossus, the unofficial name of it is Hydrus, but the developers referred to it as the eel, which you will understand shortly as to why that is. But now, I know when I first played this game, I always thought this is more supposed to be kind of a catfish, as you know, it's got the big whiskers on its front end, you know, and then like this sort of electrical spikes on its back. I guess I've just played too much Pokemon, because I know there were several like Pokemon that are like you know, catfish themed, and they're always water and electric, but I suppose looking at it now, it's more obviously an eel. I figure most people probably would have an issue with this particular Colossus though, because I understand that a lot of people seem to have a fear of sorts of big bodies of water and the things that live in them, and This Colossus in particular definitely reflects on that, I think, to a certain extent. Now you may be wondering, now how on earth do you even approach it? And really, this is kind of an interesting fight in that you're not really terribly active in it. The whole goal is basically to wait until Hydrus comes to the surface. Then once it does, you can then grab onto it and start, doing the work. But I'm gonna see if I can't get on its tail. That's kind of what I'm attempting to do, anyways. All while not getting completely hammered by its by its electrical spikes, because those hurt a lot. As you can see, though, this thing is really long. It's a very big Colossus. I think I might be good now, maybe. Let's see. Yep, that did it. Alright. Alright. Well, now it knows I'm on top of it, so now it's not very happy. So yeah, this is a really neat fight because you have to kind of manage your stamina bar as Hydrus goes in and out of the water. It can be a little tricky if you've never done it before. Right. And also, too, you can actually deactivate these electrical prods on it. Preferably try to do it without that happening. And as you do, it'll take a little bit of damage off. In fact, actually, this is, I believe this is the only Colossus of the bunch where the minor weak points are actually do almost as much damage as hitting its magic sigil. I mean, look at this thing, though. It's so cool. Oh dear. Ooh, this might be bad. Thankfully, there's really no worry of drowning, so that makes this a little more manageable. We're almost done with him. Just have to get back on him one more time, and that'll be it. Also, a fun fact, the orange orbs you see lit up along the sides of Hydrus, that is actually an addition to the remake. That was not there those were not there originally in the original PS2 release. Bluepoint decided, and rightly so, I think, to kind of make Hydrus kind of stick out a little more in the water. It's not a huge change, it's more of an aesthetic change, I guess. Now, some people probably would have an issue with that, but I don't. I think it actually looks rather neat. And also, you can actually hear Hydrus making its noises. The noises it makes is somewhat reminiscent of whales or larger sea creatures. here we go. I think I'm going to be able to get back on. Yep. Alright. Whoa, camera. It's like the camera doesn't quite know what to do here. Or even still, I don't think Hydrus' body knows what it's doing here. Need to get... There we go. It's, again, for like people who have never played this game before, this particular Colossus might be sort of not really difficult, but just kind of time consuming. I mean, there's a lot of stamina management involved in him, but certainly not terribly difficult, so there is that. It's just when you start getting closer to his head, that's when that's when he starts to get a little more rowdy. Okay, should be good to go now. There we go. Alright. So now once all three of the electrical spikes are taken out, now we can actually get at the magic sigil at his head. Now here's the... Ah! So close. Oh, so close. One more. There it is. Right, that's Hydrus. One of the more unique colossi in the game, I'd say. But I suppose that is the end of this episode, so... yeah, I hope that was fun. I hope that was interesting to watch. It's one of my favorite colossi in the game, easily. Interesting fight, interesting mechanics involved. And you may be wondering, well, where are those black? There they are. There we go. Hopefully that was fun. So yeah, there will be more to come. So please join me for the next episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great day, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.